Oh my God. I have to prelude and maybe start this episode by stating the simple fact that I've been listening to the Black Album by Jay-Z like all morning. So that's that. And that's what I've been listening to. But aside from that, once upon a time in not so far away land, I died. But kickstart my goddamn heart. I'm back here with you here, like bi-weekly. Still, I'm here. I got 2 feet, and I got a heartbeat, and I got breath, and I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful for that. Whew, I warmly welcome you to another episode of 21st Century Rocker Mom Podcast with me, your host, Danny Candler. I'm here with you for yet another episode. I think we're at like 103. Holy smokes, how did we get here? Thank you for joining me for another episode, another installment of this craziness. And of course, I've been listening to Jay-Z. It's still like not really the end of the summer officially because the kids are just going back to school. I'll talk about that later. And I'll talk about dying later too, because obviously that's one way to start like a podcast. Like, remember the time I died? Sorry guys, I'm sorry to dump that on you. That's like a lot. And that's my toxic trait as an Aquarius. If you want to get all woo-hee on you, anybody, like get crazy. My toxic trait as an Aquarius is the queen of too much information. Probably the reason I have a fucking podcast. So there you go. But it's been a good summer in terms of like activities and things that have gone on and things I've done and places I've been and people I've seen and, you know, like experiences that I've had. But it's been a cruel summer when it comes to the weather. It's been as rainy as fuck or real hot. Like, it's been fucking crazy. It's been the hot, wet Canadian summer. Like, it's almost like a joke, like, because like the movie, right? And like, I love that movie, Wet Hot American Summer, right? Like, you ever read, if you haven't seen that movie, you don't know what you're missing out on. Come on, it's like a cult classic. You have to see Wet Hot American Summer because it's just something that needs to be seen. It's a film that it should be on the have to list. It's like for real. I think it's a must. It's like a must watch in my sometimes humble opinion. I like that movie, and it's the epitome of summer and like camp and horsing around and sex and free love and farting around. I think it's fun. It's been a summer, like I say, especially recently though, of deaths. Like, it has been a summer of dying, mostly in the entertainment world. Not personally. I have certainly had my fair share of death and tragedy and all that kind of stuff revolving around death going on in my life personally in the last like 2 years to fill the Grand Canyon. So I'm like personally like done with that. So nobody else like close to me or anywhere near me die. I'm fucking serious. I'm done with it. It's too sad. I think I will shatter into a million pieces if anyone else passes away. Because see, I have lost one person like one after another. And I seriously think if I lose anyone else, I'll fucking fall over. Probably of shock. Because it'll be too much. The wrestling world was crushed. Like I'd say, like this last couple weeks with a devastating like double blow. Because Terry Funk passed away, as you probably know if you're a fan of wrestling, and then Bray Wyatt passed away. He was like 36, and you gotta think that life, that wrestling life, and that wrestling lifestyle, sometimes it can really take a toll on your body. You know, when your body can just one day decide to just shut down and just quit on you. And be like, you know, I've kind of had enough. And trust me, not just wrestling. Take it from me. Trust me and take it from me. When the body wants to say, fuck you, I'm tired, pay attention to me, or I'm going to quit on you, it will, inevitably. And you're not going to be able to ignore it. I speak from personal experience, really. You can't shut your body up because it will be louder than you, unfortunately for you. But like, it's telling you something. It's trying to talk to you. It's trying to communicate with you. Jack Sonny, the guitarist of Dire Straits, you know, Dire Straits. I've got a Dire Straits album on right now. Money for Nothing, come on. Romeo and Juliet. Walk of Life, like, come on. Dire Straits, you know. So, you know, the lead guitarist of Dire Straits passed away. He was really young. He was like 68. And then, of course, we lost Jimmy Buffett. Like, he just passed away like a day or two ago. So, like, the rock and music world's kind of losing people at young ages, really, because they're like in 60s and 70s. Like my grandparents lived like in their hundreds. Like, this is young to me. It's weird. We lost a top G, though. Top G. I was going to tell you why I think this person is top G. Bob Barker, top 5 for sure. Bob Barker passed away. And, like, this is, like, Betty White level sadness. Oh, my gosh. I was devastated when I found out that Bob Barker died because he was so much a part of my growing up and so much a part of me, like coming home for lunch. And, like, it was actually, like, he was really, like, a part of my growing up with my Oma, like, my mom's mom, because she loved the friggin' Price is Right. Holy shit, it was her jam. Oh, my God. We will talk about that. Like, seriously, like, she was over a lot growing up, really. Like, and she, in terms of like parenting and like adulthood and stuff like that, she was really like a second mom to me and really like parented me like easily. And so we bonded over things like that. And she loved the friggin' Price is Right. Loved it. She thought Bob Barker was the cat's pajama. She loved him because he had those like sparkly white teeth and that very white hair and tan skin. And, you know, like he was top G. And when I say he was top G, I mean he was top G because he was like, he had like Barker's Beauties, and I learned how to do math on that show and the actual value of food and drink and retail, like the actual retail price. That's how I learned it from Bob Barker, from BB. But like, honestly, he had multiculturalism within having Barker's Beauties without being like, he was like misogynistic without being misogynistic. He was almost like a PG Disney-fied Hugh Hefner without the bathrobe. He had the charisma and he was smooth and he had the charm and everything. I liked Bob Barker, honestly. He's the bee's knees. Those are the days when you could still give him a hug because there was that incident he had with the fan when he got his rib broken because a fan got so like overzealous and crazy, wanted to give him such a hug that he broke the shit out of his rib and just busted it into a million pieces. So he was like, no more hugs for Bob Barker. But like Roddy even died before Bob Barker did. I mean, he was the voice, but he was the obnoxious voice, kind of like me. I'm just kidding. Like I say, Barker's Beauties clung to Bob Barker like kids cling to candy. They were all over him like crazy. And like I say, he brought multiculturalism. He had different racial like backgrounds in the Barker's Beauties. He didn't like shy away from that when a lot of people would have back in the day in like the 60s, the 70s, even the 80s and the 90s. Like people just wouldn't go there with people of color, and Bob Barker did, and The Price is Right did. So good for fucking him. I think it's cool. But like I say, he was really slick, but he was more like Disneyfied. He was the Disneyfied version and the PG version of Hugh Hefner, and he was a classy guy, I think. I think he surrounded himself with ladies in the golden age that was misogyny and, you know, still reigns some places today. Bob Barker I don't think he really like touched the dancers. I'm going to say that. He didn't go that far. But, you know, so what about Bob? What about Bob? He's top G in my book. Top G. That's what I think about Bob Barker. These are the thoughts that run through my head on a daily basis. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can y'all dig it? Seriously, this is because of my ADHD and my brain doesn't really slow down like ever. This is about as slow as it gets. And so I'm not on like formal ADHD medication because it actually causes, guess what? Ba-da-bum, ching, ba-dum, seizures. How would you like a seizure salad? I wouldn't because I already have seizures, so I don't need any more of those, which is like, I also like now have seizures. If you didn't know that, now you do. If you're just tuning in right now, I get seizures, which sucks. And getting older is weird and wonderful and good and bad all at the same time. And my body, like I say, has definitely betrayed me. It's turned its back on me at times. It's pissed me off. And I've pushed myself beyond my limits. And yeah, I've ended up in the hospital, not once, but on multiple occasions, and to the neurologist and to this specialist and that specialist and to this machine and that machine and whatever. And it sucks. I had a very close call, like I say, in May in the ambulance when I went to the hospital because I had a grand mal seizure And that's, if you don't know what it is, I'm sorry, Google it. I'm not going to explain it to you. I'm not that guy. So, like, honestly, I had a huge seizure, so, like, foaming at the mouth. I don't remember anything about it, but I don't remember going into the ambulance. I don't remember leaving my house. I don't remember anything like that, but I remember a few, like, bumps and thumps in the ambulance and, like, kind of coming to, like, being kind of cross-eyed and, like, you know, almost like when you wake up and you have a nap on the couch, like, on a Sunday, and you're kind of opening your eyes and closing your eyes and kind of going through your consciousness there. Kind of like the sedation they give you when you go get a colonoscopy. I was like that, but, like, I saw my dad, and obviously for people who are just tuning in now, my dad has passed away, unfortunately, and my dad was yelling at me to run back to my kids. So yeah, I was able to come back Earthside, so I'm here now, but I guess I wasn't then. All I remember kind of is just like waking up in the hospital with my mom and having open and shut moments. I had my cell phone like on my lap. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. It was very strange. And like I say, my dad was just like, go home. And as you know, he's gone. So apparently, so was I for a second or two there. So kickstart my heart. I'm back with you. Like I say, kickstart my broken heart. I'm here because I'm sitting here. But I think all that stuff happening like gave me like an epiphany. It made me think more, it made me really think. And I think I had an epiphany. Like my number one epiphany is love with all your heart. Love with all your heart, your whole heart. Put your whole heart in there. Even if your whole heart gets broken to a million pieces. Maybe it's because I'm an Aquarius. I'm a serious believer in like true love. And like, even if you don't find it until you're like 90 years old, like you should probably still go for it. Like, I'm serious, man. Like, go for it. Like, what the fuck do you have to lose? Your virginity? It's gone. That was gone a long time ago. This was gone. It's gone. But like, I'm a romantic, like my dad was. I think I want long walks on the beach and holding hands and romantic stuff like that and mushy stuff. I'm just a marshmallow. Like, I'm gushy. You know, I like flowers and stuff like that. I'm not like old fashioned in any way, stretch or form, but I am romantic. Definitely. I like just sometimes maybe just like sitting somewhere quiet or sharing a picnic or sharing a snack or sharing like a moment or sharing a movie or whatever. Just sharing an experience at least. And I think you should take those moments with the people you love whenever you can. I think that's big time. Now, number 2 is see the people you want to see and be around and surround yourself with those that you love and those that love you back. Always do that. Just surround yourself with those people. Don't be around people that don't have any respect or love or value for you. Those aren't your people. Who cares? You know what I mean? And this is like a big one. And I'm not going to say like not your mistakes. I don't want anyone to judge this as like I'm talking about my mistakes. Your regrets, because everybody has regrets. And I'm going to say something that's not going to make me very fucking popular with the crowd today, with the kids of today, or the kids of yesterday, I don't know. But you know me, I'd rather tell the truth and blow bullshit up your ass with a bunch of lies. I'd rather tell the truth and like lose all my followers than blow bullshit up and sunshine up your ass and then like get a bunch of fake followers, because I'm not into that shit. You know, I'm not into the surface stuff. So I will say this, like, being famous on Instagram or TikTok is kind of like being rich on like Monopoly. So when it all comes down to it, it really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to say it. So what's my regret? We were talking regrets. Like I talked about it in stories. I talked about it. I alluded to it. And what regrets? What's something that like ruined my life, but also enriched it? And what is that? That answer was not actually like hard to come to, but I came to it after I like seized up and got all crazy and had my medical emergencies like that. Kitty is a huge regret for me. Do not get me wrong, 100%. Do I regret being in the band? No. Do I regret making Spit? No. Do I regret like touring or playing any shows? No. So why do I insist that this band was like a 50-50 for me? Like, as like both a life changer, game changer, and like a life ruiner and pisser offer. Like, why would I talk about this? How is this, you ask? How is this possible? Well, it's the friendships and the people that I kind of lost because of Kitty, whether they passed away or whether I just don't see them or talk to them anymore in real life. I gained so many friendships and like hell, like a partner and all kinds of things like that because of Kitty, like great things, good things. I got all kinds of connections because of Kitty, like the people that I've connected with. I've made all kinds of like good personal connections because of the band. But then on the other hand, the OG band doesn't even like hang around. Like, I don't know the last time we all saw each other. I think on a live stream or something. We don't even talk to each other. It's tense, I would say. It sucks that these folks who you're like are part of the first half of your life, and this happens to a lot of us. The people that are part of the first like half and chapter of your life don't carry on and become part of the second chapter or the next chapter or the chapter that's carrying on. And it's just life, and it's just cycles, and it's just the way life goes. It goes in cycles, and it's kind of a merry-go-round that way. And some people stay on, and some people get off, and you know, some people stand there, some people get on a horse. You know, it's different for everybody. You know what I mean? If it weren't enough to lose your like buds, then the band name like follows you for life, and that stinks because everyone expects the 16-year-old you like to show up like with your like 40-year-old business. Like you show up to something and they expect it's going to be like a bratty teenage you, and it's not. Like, I'm an asshole. Like, I'm not gonna mince words and say I work for myself. I will be very clear and honest about the fact that if I want to work for a bitch, I'll work for myself. Like, seriously, really. I will say that over and over again. But like, honestly, you try and shake that fucking shit. Like, try to shake a 16-year-old band that like got a lot of notoriety when you were a kid, and then try to shake the notoriety as an adult and try to get people to take you seriously. It's not an easy feat, so that's something I struggle with. I fucking dare you to try to shake that one. Even with my business, people expect me to make some kind of kitty type, like beard oil or hair oil or body butter or something like that, and it's just not gonna fucking happen. I definitely am not the same kind of thrill seeker, I will say, that I used to be. These days, it's, you know, haunted locations and hot sauces. Those are the things that thrill me. The old days were wild, like, man. Like, they were wild. The old days were wild. I remember once I climbed all the way up to one of those, like, radio tower things, like, all the way up to the top. Like, you know, like one of those things like the kid climbs on Kindergarten Cop. He climbs all the way up, like Dominic. He climbs up to the top of it. Like, it has, like, rungs, like a ladder. But, like, at any moment, my blind, drunk ass could have fallen down. I was so drunk I couldn't see. Like, I was that drunk. I was in and out and bobbing around. Like, I shouldn't have been walking, let alone climbing. I could have fallen down and broken my whole body. It would have been on like 1,000 ways to die. I just would have fallen and like completely liquefied. My organs would have been done. It would have been an instant death on arrival. It wouldn't have been good. I was 16. I was pissed drunk. Like I say, I would have killed myself upon landing. I did some dumb shit back in the day. But like I say, like when I was that young, Kitty was magic. And like at 16, you can't like recreate that. So like I don't think I can recreate that like now. I'm 40. That's kind of like a dead thing. It's over and done with. It's cool, but it's over and done with. I'm on to like another chapter of my life where I do different things. I gotta give a nod to the hot sauce because number one, the amount of hot sauce I've been making has been ridiculous. And the amount that I've been consuming has been ridiculous as well. So I've been like experimenting with a lot of hot sauce and cooking it different ways and fermenting the peppers different ways, smoking them different ways, and like making different strengths of them, and habaneros and ghost peppers and scorpion peppers and jalapeno peppers and hatch chilies and like all kinds of different ones, like different Indian chilies, like just different things I can do, like different smoked garlics and just fun things, just for fun. I'm just like giving it to my like neighbors and stuff like that. And eventually I want to see how I can get it out to my beard people and send it in their packages. I just got to get a license for that. But anyways, like I say, now I have had to consume a lot of hot sauce because I'm trying to prime the iron gut, because I've told you a lot about the hot ones thing that I'm doing. And I'm not sure. This is the only thing that's hard about it. Getting the sauce here is not a big deal. Got the sauce. It's all good. Nailing down a date is after where I'm going to be in Florida for a while. So I have to nail down a date when I'm going to do it. But also which charity the money is going to go to is difficult. I don't know which one to go to. So it's either going to be Food Not Bombs, Forgotten 519. Getting people fed for me is like a big thing. Getting people fed, sheltered, warm. Those are huge things for me. So I'm heating up my own self to help some other folks do the same. And I hope you do the same and give to that. When that starts, there'll be some advertisements for me getting heating up for charity. And it's good to kind of go to whatever place has the most need first. I will go from there and then kind of keep going. I think I'm going to burn my fucking face off, but I don't know. If you can do. Like, this is what I say, because if you can do, like, don't pass up a chance to help another human being. If you can, don't pass up a chance to help another human. It always comes back, even if it's a smile. Like, that's worth it, to me at least. It's worth it, even if it's just a smile. Someone gives you a smile, and that should make your day, and you know that you did the right thing. You did the right job. If I could wheel my smoker and grill to like a central spot and like cook where for like the community needs it most, I totally would. I'll do that. It's wherever needs it the most. I'll go there first and start from there. I'm really into like community getting fed projects. I like that kind of thing. Those are in community getting warm projects, especially as like now we're getting into fall and the weather's going to get colder and people are going to need socks and coats and hats and, you know, warm boots, and they're going to need things to stay warm and like things that are easily stored in their pockets to have during the winter, you know, like granola bars and like things that are quick, you know. With food on the brain, I told you, I will really tell you that I was going to explain to you, I had an explanation for you about why I was in the woods with a bag of Buc-ee's, like, you know, America's Buc-ee's, like the gas station chain, Southern chain, Buc-ee's. I had a package of Buc-ee's beef jerky, and I was out in the woods talking about beef jerky, and I said that I have an explanation for you. Now, it turns out eating a certain way sometimes and lacking certain vitamins and nutrients and macronutrients and micronutrients and things of that nature can really fuck you up. I should know. So it can make you really sick. I was, for a few years, I guess now, I've been a strict, like staunch, strict ass vegan. Like no animal products have not touched this body because I was not digesting meat at all. So at the time, years ago, I quit eating any kind of meat or animal product whatsoever. I was not digesting it. And also I have a love for animals too, so it kind of worked out fine for me. And I was doing really good. I'm not what people call or poke fun at as a typical vegan. I'm not someone who's telling you I'm vegan. Like my products are vegan, but that's just somewhere how I roll. I don't like cruelty to animals with my beauty products, like the things I use on my face. I don't like anything that's been cruel to animals, so I wouldn't do it myself. So I wouldn't. But boy, oh boy, when shit blows up in your face, it really blows up in your fucking face. Because when sometimes like you eat things like veganism, it worked for me. And when it works, it works. But boy, when it doesn't. Holy fuck. So by removing all animal products from my diet at first, I was feeling like really good for the first few years. Then I started to decline like this past winter, I would say it started in the winter in my health and my memory. I made silly, like weird, stupid mistakes that I normally wouldn't make. I had oversights and things. I overlooked things that I would have been all over normally. Like no problem. Then I noticed my body was covered in like bruises. Like I was like black and blue all over the place. Like I don't have any bruises on me now, but like I did. I was covered. You can probably see an earlier podcast. Maybe I'm wearing long sleeves. I'm covered in bruises. And it's because anything I touch like with my skin, I'd get a bruise on it. So this was not good. I was tired all the time. I didn't have an appetite. I wasn't thirsty. Like there was no reason for me to eat or drink. I just wasn't feeling good. So I fucked my body over, and I was pretty sure that I did. So I got some blood work done to confirm whether I had fucked my body over or not. And it turns out that, yeah, I did. So fast forward to the May 2-4 weekend, I have a grand mal seizure, as you know, and subsequent seizures now. As you know or don't know, I've lost my license, but I am happy to be alive. I'd rather be driving. But I'm glad I'm aliving and thriving, mostly. And right out of the doctors and the specialists and the nutritionists' mouths, they all echoed the same thing. Tanya, you seriously need to consider putting a little bit more animal protein into your diet. And I'm like, no. And then they put it to me to the way like you don't need to seriously consider it. If you don't do it, you're probably going to not be here very long. So some people's bodies can jive with a certain diet and some people's can't. And mine, apparently, with my blood, cannot jive with a vegan diet. So I can't. And now I'm starting to digest more protein. So they suggested that I incorporate 1 gram of protein per meal per day to see how I feel. And I've actually been okay. I've been fine. I've been a little bit sick here and there, but I've been okay. But I've been having things like seafood and stuff like that. So I've been doing it. Like a lot of what I was eating was real food and stuff like that. But most of what I was eating when I was a vegan was processed shit that was supposed to be meat. So now if I want to eat meat, I just have meat, like chicken or something like that. Or I'll have a little bit of ground turkey, or I'll have fish or something like that. But I was eating things that were supposed to taste like it. They had so many chemicals in them to try to make them taste like what they're supposed to taste like. I should just eat the real thing. And it's probably better for you. My body just couldn't do it. Other than an Impossible Whopper, nothing else tastes and feels like meat. I will say that right now. So the plan began incorporating the little amounts of protein in the meals daily. And I will say I've put on a couple of pounds. I will definitely say that. But I don't care. I feel better than I have in a while. So holy fuck, I don't even give a shit about that. I put on a few pounds. I feel alive again. Now, don't get me wrong. I am no way, shape, or form putting down being a vegan, veganism, vegetarianism. I'm not discouraging anyone to have that lifestyle. It just doesn't work for me. Like I say, different strokes for different folks. And right now, a way of eating can kill you, or it can be truly sustainable for you. And veganism truly and honestly was not sustainable for my body. So my body told me that and let me know. And so blood work's an amazing thing. Lifestyle's an amazing thing. Small changes in it can really, amp things up or down. Speaking of health and long-term sustainability, I said I'd talk about grief and why holding it in is harmful and how it can hurt. And how pushing people away is not good. How you should... When you're grieving, pushing people away, a lot of people have this tendency to push people away really hard and really push people out of their lives and kind of say fuck off to everyone and everything. And those are the times I know when you want to say fuck off, or I don't want to go talk to my grief counselor. Fuck this, I'm canceling my counseling today. Those are the times that you need to go, and those are the times that you don't need to push people away. Those are the times that you need to pull people in close and pull the people that love you and that you love back in close with you to help you during your grief. And it's good. I certainly don't hold in my grief. Like I say, I'm a marshmallow. I'm a crier. I'm a hugger. I love all that affection and stuff like that. I love comfort. Holding grief in leads to other things like I say, anger and rage, like PP, like Pierre Poilievre rage and his rage votes, what he does with his rage voting. And look up rage voting and rage politics. There's a lot of rage and stuff. Why are anger and rage so dangerous? I was going to talk about this. You know this. Especially when they spread and they grow, because they do those things fast. Those things, anger and rage, grow and spread very quickly. And when they do, it enrages the masses. Examples: politics, music, anything, social media platforms. Anything to incite rage in a mob type mentality where it's a majority mentality wants to just freak out and do whatever they want and have no rules, that there's going to be probably a problem with a lot of mass anarchy like that. That's uncontrolled, you know what I mean? There could be controlled anarchy. That's a thing. I'm sorry, but when there's misinformation and rage over things, bad things can happen. Look at the shit that went down with the Freedom Convoy. There was misinformation over people's freedom, and it ended up being a trucker rally that was headed up by a white nationalist, white supremacist. It ended up coming out in court that he was a member of the KKK. So let's not like pretend that Pat King's a hero or anything like that. Like anything to incite rage. When I find out someone, like honestly, when I find out someone hates me, I do everything I can in my power to make sure that they hate me more. Like I make sure that they like me even less. I'm like, oh, if you hate me, I'm gonna make sure you hate me like just a little bit more. I go out of my way to try to convince someone that they hate me more. Because I will not go out of the way, like I will not go to my way to convince anyone that they should or they have to like me for any reason whatsoever. If you don't like me, I don't care. Like I'm not going to convince you. That's your choice. But I'll make sure your choice to hate me is a well thought out and educated one. Like I'll make it real fun for you. That's my toxic trait. Making sure that people hate me. The ones that hate me extra because that's fun for me. I don't know why it is, but it is. That's my toxic trait. Now, of course, what's another toxic trait that I have that sometimes pisses people off? My pagonophilia, obviously. I love furry facial forests. I love beards. I love mustache rides. I love mustaches. I love all those things. Like I can say, beards, beards, beards. Beards, beards, beards. Rubbing up against my thighs. Yeah. Well, one beard, but like really, seriously, that means we'll do a little beards and bitching right now. Like that's what we'll do for you, as we do. Like I say, I had a 50% off sale last weekend, and then now this weekend's Labor Day weekend, so I have a 40% off sale going on at the grooming company. Got new lotions. I'm dropping some new fall scents that's going on. The sales have been off the fucking charts, so I have been a busy bitch. I'm grateful for all the sales. It's gross. It's gross. It's great. It's great that all the more and more folks are like trying like Rockaholic for the first time. I'm having like my regulars, which I always love and appreciate. And I'm having so many new people that haven't tried Rockaholic before try it, which is really cool. So like, I think it's great that it's just getting out there. So it's really neat and I appreciate that. And I'm excited for that. It was World Beard Day just on Saturday. Celebrate facial hair in all its forms, like I say. Especially with the new 3 fall scents that are coming out, as well as the buttercream that's coming out that I'm really excited to release to you. Like I say, I may have shot myself in the foot with this product for maybe for nighttime. And I think it's all you're going to need for nighttime. I don't think you're going to need to oil up plus butter. I think you're just going to need this buttercream at nighttime, and that's all you're going to need. That's just my humble opinion. That's it. That's the humble opinion of one. But like I say, it's awesome. And like I say, when I say to celebrate facial hair in all its forms, you should. It's also PCOS, Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome Awareness Month, and you should be aware that women with polycystic ovarian syndrome often get facial hair and can grow full beards, and that should be like celebrated for them if they want to grow their beard and not have to worry about shaving all the time. You are a razor hater. You hate shaving. You know you do. I know I'm talking to all the people who don't shave to listen to this show. You fucking hate shaving. Why should anyone else have to shave? If you don't have to shave, they don't have to shave. Many ladies grow a full beard, and you know what? They need beard care too. The beard doesn't really like make a man. Everyone says the beard makes the man. A lady can grow one too. So what do you say there too? I don't think your facial hair situation defines your sexuality or your sexual identity whatsoever. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think we all deserve to look and feel our best and feel our most confident. And if that's how we want to do it, that's how we should do it. Plus, working for yourself actually rules, like I said earlier. If I'm going to work for a bitch, I'm going to work for this bitch. I got a question, actually, though, this week. Regarding beards, 4 beards and bitchin', and the question was actually for Rob. I didn't quite catch him, but I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to figure out his answer. Tanya, what would Rob say it's like to be the partner of a grooming company owner? What's his stash like? Do you make him customs whenever? Is it like the bearded dream for a product junkie? And I didn't get a chance to get Rob's answer because we were having a little bit of a love spat. And so I didn't get his answer. So, what's it like to be the partner of a grooming company owner? Probably grouchy, because I'm grouchy like a lot. Because like if I'm like concentrating on something, I'm grouchy as fuck. So probably not fun. I don't know. What's his stash like? He has a lot of beard oil, not just from me, but from like a lot of beard oil companies. His stash is gigantic. Like he has a lot, but he like admittedly only uses Rockaholic. I will say that for sure. Not because I make him or anything like that, just because that's what he likes and that's what his beard likes. Do I make him customs whenever? Yes, I will make him a custom whenever he wants it. He wanted a lime creamsicle sort of one, like not too long ago. So I made him that one for like summer, and I made him like another pumpkin one that I made another client not too long ago. Like, had like pumpkin and oud and stuff in it. It was really nice. Yeah, he gets a custom whenever he feels like it. So it is the bearded dream for a product junkie, if you can handle all of this business, right? I actually chased a bearded man down the street in my pajamas for random acts of beardness for August because it was almost like over, right? So I had to like give out this thing of beard oil to this guy, and he has this majestic beard, and I always see him walk past my house. So one day I just walked outside in my pajamas and I gave him a bottle of beard oil, and I explained to him what random acts of beardness and kindness kind of meant. We bonded over video games and stuff like that, like I say. So is this beard business and grooming business, is this Rob's dream, like for me to have this job, or is it his nightmare? I don't know. I'm going to have him on the show, and I'm going to put him on the spot, and I'm going to ask him, is it your dream or is it your like fucking nightmare to be partnered with someone who runs a grooming company? Because like sometimes his job is not all sunshine and roses for me. Like it's going to get crazy. His career is taking us right down the red carpet lately as his film The Magic of Make-Believe, like Mr. Dressup, The Magic of Make-Believe, is making its world debut at Toronto International Film Festival, TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival, in Toronto. This coming weekend, it's coming up. And we're like really excited to go and see. I'm like freaking out. Like it's a red carpet thing and it's a lot, you know what I mean? It's like TIFF's like Sundance or Cannes or Tribeca. They're like, it's a big festival. It's Toronto International Film Festival. I think that's what a lot of people don't realize about it, that it's films from all over the world. So it's going to be crazy. So this is the life, the times, and the story of the legacy of Ernie Coombs, Mr. Dressup. How do you sum up such a special person? Like, how do you sum up someone's life? I don't know yet because I've only seen the preview on purpose. I've only seen the trailer, like on purpose, because I wanted to wait until like the world premiere and the debut and go see it and be there with Rob and our eldest, who is coming with us. So he's like almost 9 now, so I think he'll really appreciate it. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So I want to be surprised by the movie on opening night. I got my dress, I got my shoes, I got my Abby Darling Customs duster. I'm ready to go down the red carpet. I'm red carpet ready. I'm ready to talk to people. I'm ready to mingle and have a good time. Speaking of ready, I was so ready to see that orange-faced fuck, you know who I'm talking about, become a number. Way to go, Donald Dump Trump. I'm glad that guy likes orange because it looks good on him. You're a number now, so I hope he rots. That'll make America great again, I think, in my humble opinion. The Mama Fratelli memes that had the Donald Trump were, like, that was on, like, oh my God. They were so funny. I was dying. Like, I was dying with, like, the memes of Mama Fratelli. And the ones with, like, her sons in the background and everything like that, like the Fratelli brothers. Super good. Oh my God. The kids are heading back to school, and so am I as, like, support staff for like my eldest kid and his diabetes, and Willie Nelson, even our dog, is going to school, which is hilarious. The kids' school has the most fantastic music program, and I'm so excited for them because I like want to just jam with like his music teacher, right? I just want to like bring my bass, but she has some like stand-up basses there. So I'm like, oh, we got a stand-up bass because like the teacher's like, this is the cello, and I'm like, it makes a wicked stand-up bass. She's like, it does. I just want to jam with her, but I'm nervous, you know. Also, like, no smoke breaks at school. Like, the kids don't know that I do it here. They don't know where I'm going. They think I go for a walk. They're home with Dad because Dad works at home in summer. Then I come home and I record until the wee hours, like, you know, when I'm not working at the grooming company after I'm done school for the day with the kids, because I'll be volunteering in one, like, my youngest's classroom because it's her first year at school. And I'll be in my eldest classroom to do, like, diabetes management and stuff like that. So I'll be involved in the school a lot, so hopefully I don't get sick. Thanks to Jenny Lewis's new album, I will say, I've been really like reevaluating all I've been tracking with my personal album. I think it's been like another epiphany for me. It's just the instrumentation at this point. And I'm being an arrangement Karen. I'm being a Karen about the actual arrangement of instruments. And like, honestly, Karen needs some lap steel. Anyone? Bueller? Like, I seriously need some lap steel. It's turning into more yacht rock as the days go by. So I'm eating more, which is awesome. I'm exercising more. I'm working on myself. I'm loving those people that I love, and I love food. I can't lie. I can't say enough. Like, the things I have missed not eating. It's ridiculous. Not even junk food stuff or like eating at fast food, junky, shitty restaurants or anything like that. Things that I haven't cooked for myself. Just something simple like a few shrimp in my like pad thai or something like that. Like things that I've really missed in protein that my body like needed. I feel alive. But food is such a controlling little hoe. Like Billie Eilish was right. Like it's just like the most controlling hoe. And like once she gets a hold of you, there's like no telling what she'll do. Like you can't stop food. It's powerful. And especially if you've had some cannabis, which everyone knows I'm guilty of, like in your system. And which is funny because another question is, oh my God, my eldest keeps asking because like obviously he can read. He's almost 9. Like he's reading way above his level. There's like Harry Potter in his class and he's like already like read it. He's like going into grade 4. Like it's amazing how well he reads. He's very good. Both the kids are really swift when it comes to stuff like that. They're quick learn. So when he sees signs for cannabis dispensaries, he asks what they are. So like lately he's been like what's a cannabis? Like what is that? Why do I see these signs all over town that say cannabis dispensary, cannabis store, cannabis. What is cannabis? Like what is it? Like, what is in all those stores? I'm like, well, obviously it's cannabis. And like, of course, that answer is like not good enough. It's like, I can only play ignorant to that kind of thing for like so long. And then my kids hit a certain age where they know that I'm full of bullshit and I have to kind of like tell the truth. So I had to like tell him in a kid-friendly and very gentle way, like what like cannabis is. I didn't say like weed. I said it was like a medicinal plant and some people use it for this and that and the other thing and whatever. Like, I'm not ready to go there yet. I'm not ready to be like the pro-sex mom like Charlotte is on like Sex and the City reboot. Looked like and just like that, the Sex and the City reboot. Like Charlotte's like so pro-sex, like goes out in a snowstorm to make sure her daughter has condoms. Like, yeah, I'm like, make sure your bitch ass daughter has her own fucking condom. She should be looking out for her damn self. Your ass shouldn't be running out in a snowstorm, Charlotte. I'm glad you're like proactive and shit, but fuck, I'm not ready to be that fucking mom. Like whatsoever. I'm not. I don't give a fuck. I'm just not. And just like that, I don't know if I'll ever get to that place, Sex and the City. I just won't. Just like that, Sex and the City is going on for season 3. And just like that's going to be, it's going to be green-lighted for the 3rd season. It's weird because like now at the end, like Carrie and Aiden have this like 5-year plan where he's going to need her in 5 years and like his kids won't need him anymore or something. Like it's the weirdest like conversation ever. It was awkward. Her like interactions with Samantha were awkward because they like obviously can't act together and stuff like that. So they can't even be on the same stage. They were in different cities. Obviously, I think they were in different countries when they recorded. And just like that. So what can I say? It wasn't as friendly as it used to be. But like I say, I can no longer watch like early Sex and the City episodes because I had like a later in life sexual awakening, like when I met Rob. Like not like my first marriage was not a sexual awakening. Like it wasn't because number one, at the age that they're all playing in like original Sex and the City like show, like that's the age I was at when I was like married and like was like getting ready to like have kids and stuff like that. I was just not in that frame of mind or at that mind space. I was already like a wife and I was doing this and I was doing that and I wasn't running around having fun, casual sex. Like I was celibate, having no sex, having no fun at all, being married. But like, am I regretful? Like, no. I mean, the only thing I'm really regretful is that I should have had an affair during my first marriage. Like, I mean, my ex had an affair on me, so like, I totally should have, but like, I didn't think of it. Totally a missed opportunity, obviously. Whatever. But now, like I say, I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. As I go back to Circular Return and listening to the Black Album with Jay-Z when I first started, telling you about that when I first started this podcast, because like I say, I've been listening to Jay-Z all day. Those who will not speak of, You know her name, so do I, so does she, unfortunately. You know where to find this bitch if you want 99 problems. I'm on Instagram at 21st Century Rocker Mom. I'm on TikTok at the same 21st Century Rocker Mom. I'm on YouTube at Tanya Candler Channel. You can find me there. You can go up to Linktree in my bio in my Instagram, and you can find all my little linky dinky dinky doos up there. You can watch me on YouTube. You can stream wherever you stream. I'm on Apple Podcasts. I'm on Google Podcasts. I'm on Spotify. I'm on all your fun streaming platforms. You can catch me wherever you are. But until then, be good. Be kind. Stand up for your damn self. Peace be with all of you. And bless.